Salutations everyone, I am Super979X and Zack is here again. I'm currently uploading 2 episodes. One I'm hoping will do well on YouTube for many of reasons, because you're watching the series, you know exactly what episode I'm talking about. But I was going to stop for the night and I was just like, but wait, they just kissed. Am I really going to give that up for tonight? And I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So, you guys are lucky. I don't know if you're lucky or just, I don't know. I appreciate you watching the series. We're going to play another episode! And Zach's gonna laugh every so often. He's my, laugh track, my non-scripted one. The next day, I wake up to the sound of voices.
I don't want to spoil the game for him.
Looking over, I see Zack and Kara speaking low whispers. They consult with Leanna and Amelia while the Pongo snores softly beside me. Why do you guys never wait for me? I stare at my bedroom. Leanna glances over at me.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah. Morning. The Pongo opens his groggy eyes as I carefully scoot out of my bedroom.
Hi.
Sorry, I was trying not to wake you. Go back to sleep. He opens his mouth wide in a sleepy yawn.
Poi, poi.
Man, I want the guy that gets the voice acting just to say "poi" 100 times. Shaking himself into a little shudder, he blinks his eyes a few times and then focuses a wide grin. I guess he's awake now. He hops with me as I take a seat with the rest of the party. What's going on?
We're mapping out our route to the Cloaked Brotherhood's hideout.
Why do you guys involve me in your planning? You just let me sleep. Big titty women? Oh.
I figured you might want to sleep in. It'll end up being a bit of a journey to get there.
I give Leanna an appreciative smile. Thanks. So where are we headed then? The other side of the world.
Is located somewhere within Bridgewick. And that's located back towards the southeast.
Sounds like we'll be doing a little bit of backtracking.
You are correct. However, that is still advantageous towards our main goal. To reach the water temple, we would have to travel in the same direction regardless.
It's not too bad then. I figured no matter what we had to do, travel south since we're pretty far up north. Kara faces up.
You're positive the Cloaked Brotherhood is in Bridgewick?
He nods.
How do you know if you never joined them? Even through all my research and contacts, I wasn't able to learn their location. They keep it very well protected.
I wasn't supposed to know it either. The Brotherhood doesn't reveal the location until you've been initiated. When I was sent to complete my initiation mission, one of the men let slip the location before confirming the completion of my mission. I haven't gone there myself to confirm, so once we reach Bridgewick, we'll need to do more scouting.
Oh, so you don't know.
Still sounds like our best lead.
I guess we have our plan then. I participated! The team separates as we clean up the camp and get ready to depart, and then we begin to trek towards Bridgewick. Woo! Crystalline, you mean more like waifu simulator? It takes us a few days to travel back south, even though the mission of our journey has changed. Lena still has me follow a strict training regimen. We continue to practice sparring and casting, and I feel myself improve with each session. I won't be long before I compete Leanna in a match. I hope. After about 5 days of traveling, we finally arrive in Bridgewick! I was going to say this town looks familiar, but I can't say for sure, so I'm not going to say shit. The cobblestone streets are paved and well kept. As soon as we pass through the marketplace, I hear growing voices of peddlers advertising their wares. More traditional shop fronts line the streets, and a few shopkeepers chase away the tents and set up in front of their stores. Okay. The Pongo burrs his face in my neck as we walk through. People bustle, and I hope they hustling. If you know what I'm saying. Everything in this town feels strangely ordinary. If I didn't know any better, I wouldn't have guessed there is a dark guild hiding beneath the ordinary facade. Huh?
What is it?
This place seems kind of pleasant.
What were you expecting?
Something more like Wolfden vibe, honestly.
Hiding someplace unremarkable is a pretty good strategy. They don't typically see too much crime here.
I wonder how much influence they have on the townsfolk here.
Probably very little. I'd guess that most of the townsfolk don't even realize that the Brotherhood is even here.
And so I'm not sure I like the idea of just hanging around and playing view like sitting ducks. Maybe we should go into the inn until we can figure out what to do next. Zack shakes his head.
Too many people might recognize me there.
I thought you said the townspeople are innocent.
They may be, but the inn is a prime target to leave Cloaked Brotherhood scouts. They'll most likely recognize Zack and alert the guild that he's here.
Kara frowns, looking worried.
That's a good point, which brings up an even larger problem. Where can Zack hide out? It might take a few days to even find a lead. He has to be able to stay and sleep somewhere.
I have a contact here. We can ask him if he'll let me lay low for a while.
Kara raises her eyebrow.
Who is it?
A friend of a friend. He won't turn us away.
What if he's in on it? Zack leads us through the city and pauses in front of a small shop. A sign with a hammer and anvil hangs above the door. This must be a blacksmith's forge. What about a whitesmith, you fucking racist? He opens the door and a small bell rings above our heads. Weapons line the wall and the blades are winking in the light. It's the same blacksmith shop from every other town. Alright. I can hear the faint sound of a hammer smacking against the metal as an orange glow flickers down the hall. We wait a few minutes to see if anyone comes out. When no one does, Zack leads us into the back where we see a man. His face is sweaty and wrought in concentration. As he hammers a blade, sparks fly when it hits it. The constant hammering is making my ears ring. Zack steps out of the doorway, his shadow casting over the man's work.
Hey.
The man looks up at Blake.
Oh, good afternoon.
He wipes his forehead with the back of his arm and smiles.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It's usually pretty quiet out front at this time. What can I do for you?
Are you Adrian?
His smile remains on his face and light tension creases his brow.
I am. Who's asking?
I'm a friend of Damon.
Adrian's eyes widen and he lets out a long, slow
That's
breath.
a name I haven't heard in a while.
He always spoke very highly of you. Said the only blade worth having was the one forged by Adrian.
Adrian laughs, a deep, throaty rumble.
And then he switched to discharges. Lost out my business when that happened.
Expression softens as he takes a close look at Zack.
You that boy you took in? Although, you're not so much a boy anymore.
Zack.
Adrian
I'm
nods.
sorry about what happened to Damon. You didn't deserve to go like that.
No, he didn't.
Zack lowers his head and so his hair falls in his eyes. Zack isn't usually this emotional. Whoever they're talking about, he must have meant a lot to Zack.
Anyway, Damon was like a brother to me. And I know how much he cared about you. He wouldn't stop talking about how you were going to be one of the best mercs out there. Maybe rivaling even him. Anything I can do to help, you just let me know. A friend of Damon's is a friend of mine.
Zack nods. He takes a moment to recompose himself and looks back up.
I appreciate the offer. In fact, I do have a favor to ask. Would it be alright if I lay low here for a while?
Blacksmith strokes his chin, smearing soot across his jaw. I notice the skin of his arm looks like they've been melted, and it takes me a moment to realize they're burn
I
scars.
won't ask why. But can you promise me you won't bring anything back to my shop? I don't need any trouble here.
I promise you won't be involved at all.
He grins a little and nods.
Then, feel free to stay as long as you need.
Thank you.
The rest of you going to stay here too?
Yeah, shakes her head.
It's a bit crowded in here, and we've got some things to take care of first.
Yeah, I gotta bang Leanna.
Hi!
I'm not gonna let that stop anytime soon. Hey, we kissed on the lips. There's only up from here, Zack.
Hi!
He wobbles out to my legs and hides behind me. Well, actually, the Pongo might stay. You'll be in your best behavior, right? He grins up at me and cuddles against my leg.
Hi, boy.
Just in case, I reach for a small crystal stuck in the shells and fish for a handful of coins and offer to Adrian. Is it okay if I buy this? He accepts my coins and offer the crystal to Pongo, who excitedly snatches up. He wiggles happily in a little jiggle dance.
Hi, boy.
Leanna melts as she watches the Pongo.
Aw.
We should be good to go and won't touch anything else in the shop. Satisfied, Adrian nods.
All right, you can stay.
Kara touches Zack's arm.
We'll be back as soon as we can.
He nods, but doesn't say anything. Kara gives him a gentle squeeze before we return to the main room. And then they fucked him. Knowing fucking Zack's demeanor, he could use a good woman on his dick. Not that I know anything about that. Once outside, I faced the remainder of our party.
Alright, we've got to find the location of the Cloaked Brotherhood's hideout. It'll make more sense if we split up to find information.
Agreed. Our best course of action is to investigate in pairs. That way, should anyone befall any trouble, they will not be alone.
Good thinking.
Amy and I will start in the north of the town, while you two start in the south. We'll meet up back here afterwards.
Once agreed, we split up. Leanna and I head off in one direction, while Kara and Amelia go in the opposite way. Leanna and I pause at the marketplace.
I'll scout some of the buildings out around here and see if I can find any unusual activity.
Okay, if you ask around inside, I can look around out here in the marketplace. She grins.
Sounds like a plan.
She heads off. I turn around and scan the area. Ask the mother with her child, ask the guards, ask the shady-looking group hanging by near the alleyway. If we're looking for shady people, should we ask shady people? Or is that a bad idea to get my ass kicked? Just walk up. Hey, do you guys know about any of these evil people around here by any chance? You wouldn't be any of those people, would you be? Like, hits him on the shoulder and then I get fucking stabbed 87 times in the chest. Fine, let's ask the shady people. I walk up to a group of people, mostly young guys. They're clustered together, backing off in an alley. Someone must have said something funny because they abruptly burst into laughter. Hey! They look up at me.
What do you want?
Do you guys know where the Cloaked Brotherhood? Anything strange going around in any of these parts? I don't think I want to just start uttering the word Cloaked Brotherhood. That seems like a bad idea.
Or is it?
Oh, I don't want to fuck it. We'll just ask the Cloaked Brotherhood. Do you know where I could find the Cloaked Brotherhood?
The what?
You know, I look around to make sure no one's listening. When I seem safe, I cup my hand over my mouth and whisper loudly, "The Cloaked Brotherhood!" I wink a little more exaggerated than necessary, and they don't respond. I elbow the first guy in the ribs. You know, the Brotherhood? The group stares at me like I just spoke another language. The first man shoves my elbow away, and his curse curls
What are
into
you
a grin.
talking about? Get lost.
I leave before the trouble starts. Maybe that wasn't the smartest thing I could have said. Let's redo that. And ask, is there anything weird been going on in this town?
I'm pretty sure it goes through the same. I'm pretty sure it goes through all three options, so you don't have to restart.
I know, but I want this option.
What do you mean weird?
Like people disappearing, crime rates going up, assassins, ninjas.
What?
He blinks. What? He snarls
Get
and waves
outta
my
here,
hand.
kid. We don't know what you're talking about.
I walk away at the south side. Maybe they weren't the best people to ask. Ask the mother child. Excuse me. The woman freezes and stops and turns around. The woman's mouth pulls a distorted frown. She takes in my leather armor and my sword strapped to my back, and her eyes guarded and wearing. She shuffles her son behind her.
What do you want?
What can you tell me about the Cloaked Brotherhood? I'm new in town. I was wondering if you noticed anything suspicious. I was wondering if you could tell me a little about the town.
What about it?
I just moved here a bit ago, and if there's anything you think I should know, the woman pauses, her lips flatten into a thin line.
Yes. You shouldn't be traveling alone.
Her grip's tightened around her little boy's hand. My stomach clenches. Oh. I shift uncomfortably. Why? Is there anyone strange out there? The woman's mouth clenches shut. Clearly, she's not up to answering any more of my
If
questions.
you'll excuse me.
She elbows her way past and disappears into the crowd. Bitch. Two guards playing some kind of dice game. You also just call the mother of a young son a bitch. From a fancy-looking building with a wrought iron fence. They don't seem to be keeping a particularly good eye on the town. Excuse me. The guards pause. I look up.
Yes, can we help you?
What's crime like around here? How about that Cloaked Brotherhood, am I right? I'm not fucking doing a Jerry Seinfeld impression in front of these guards. How's protecting the city going? The guards
Fine.
blink. Arrest anyone suspicious lately? I lean against the fence trying to appear super casual. You know, like some murderer or some secret mercenary guild or something. Yeah, just slide that in there. The other guard's faces settle into a frown.
There's something you need. We're kind of busy.
I glance at their dice game. So much for protecting and serving. Right, sorry. I shuffle away. That wasn't as successful as I hoped it'd be. I search Leanna and find her outside one of the buildings. Any luck? She shakes her head. Me neither.
Maybe we should head back and see if the others have had more success.
Yeah, we only spent 5 minutes searching. We borrowed half the town. Yeah, good idea. We made our ways back to the blacksmith shop. It looks like Kara and Amelia are already waiting for us.
There you guys are.
Kara splits into bright smile when she sees us. She seems to be in a good mood. I hope this means you found something.
You bet. I think I got a lead.
Kara only fucked 10 men to get this information. I raise my eyebrows impressed. I need lewds of Kara for science reasons. Yes, I just said that in a video, and I just realized I said it in a video. You're welcome for that. Really? She nods.
I noticed there were a lot of people going in and out of this one area. It might be nothing, or it could lead us exactly where we need to go.
Yeah, that's an agreement.
That sounds like our best bet. We should grab Zack and get going.
We meet with Zack and fill him on what we found. He straps on his discharges, and together we head out of the shop. The car takes us through a shortcut in the city, hitting more isolated streets. The fewer people who see Zack, the better. She steers us in an alleyway and then turns another sharp corner.
Right here.
She gestures it to the house. I squint at it. It doesn't look any different than the other houses in the city. What exactly am I looking at?
This place doesn't seem like much, but I've seen people come in and out. If this was someone's home, you'd expect to see the same person there all the time. But that's not the case.
Let's check it out then.
There's a man stationed right outside the home, but Zack easily knocks him out. What if he's innocent? What if it's just like you just fucking yeeted on a man just chilling outside? I'm sorry, I know this is probably the place because plot reasons, but let's just take a minute. They just said, I found this strange house. People keep walking in and out of it, and Zack just comes in and fucking yeets on a man sitting in a lawn chair. That's not the way you do that. Anyway. As we enter the house, the first thing we see is a rickety dining table and a meager kitchen. We found out that there's kids hiding in fear because they just beat the shit out of their dad. Sunlight sleases across the floor and a single window. Notice a red flop covering the entrance. What might be another room? Kara walks around the room, testing the floors, and walks away. Walks for any and walls for any creaking or hollow sounds. She closes the curtain and exposes a blank wall. Pushing against a knot in the wood, the wall swings back to reveal a doorway leading to an underground staircase. Of course it's the right place, because Kara. I wait for Kara to grin or make some kind of her usual jokes, but she doesn't set. Her jaw clenches. She looks nervous. We all stare down into the dark.
Let's go.
Zack gets shot 72 times in the chest. I stifling nod. We just stand down the stairs. A bright light bursts through the dark, and the bottom of the steps I can hear two male voices. Whatever it is, it sounds like they're laughing and joking with each other. Zack draws his discharges, there's a crack and a flash. You could be shooting innocent people! This could be an underground bar! Zack, you need to chill, buddy! You could be killing many innocent people and knocking out homeless people. Draws the discharge. There's a crack and a flash of violet light. The sentry grunts and the pain collapses before he even has a chance to knock down the line. I dash down and ready my sword. Oh, there's a game. Yeah, let's just kill more innocent people. Battle axe. Fireball. Sword. Shield. Battle sword. Meteorite. Win. The guard cuts at my face with a sword. I lunge, blocking him with a spray spark. My manipulator goes, and I hack at him again. He cries out, struggling to keep up. With a final swing, his sword shatters to the ground. With the sentries disposed of, we push past them and fall into the hallway. Zack beats up more innocent people. Zack leads the way in the hall and opens up to a large room. It's dark lit with wooden tables. It looks like some part where you can beat up more homeless people. There's an alcoved areas branching out from the main hall, one of which is guarded. If I had to guess, the ledgers are probably stored in that room. The others must have come to the same conclusion. As we keep closer, they get a better look. A floorboard creaks and another bandit hears us. He scrambles for his discharges on his waist, but he's not fast enough. Lena shoots this innocent man protecting his home, and her hand out, and the whale again blasts him away.
Let's go.
We walk around the bandit, sprawl across the floor, and I follow Zack into the room. A man looks at us from behind his desk. He has a shock of red hair and a few scars across his face.
You can't be back here. This is for authorized...
He freezes and the words kind of lip and his eyes widen.
Zack?
A heavy pause, Zack's face taut with shock.
It can't be. There.
Bear gapes at him, and then his expression melts in a worried smile, and the laugh bubbles out of him.
Of course it's you. It's always you, isn't it?
Zack's face is frozen with shock and confusion.
There! You're alive!
Yes, and I'm just as surprised to see you, too. Although I really shouldn't be. I should have known better.
What are you talking about? Where have you been this whole time?
Vera shakes his head.
A bit slow on the uptake. Honestly, I expected better from you, Zack, the prodigal son.
Zack's jaw clenches.
You've been here. With the Cloaked Brotherhood.
Vera slides into a slippery grin.
There you go. I knew you'd get there eventually.
I like this Vera guy. He's a smartass. Zack's eyes darken to the color of a
Our
storm.
last mission together. You, me, Damon, and the others. We had to transport the weapons. Seemed easy enough at the time. You were there on the crystal rail with us, but you weren't there when they all got attacked.
Vera's mouth curls into a snarl.
Apparently, neither were you.
No. I was sent to look for you. We thought maybe something happened when you didn't return from scouting.
Fair scoffs.
Damon couldn't even trust me to do one thing. He sent you to fix it for me, didn't he?
He was worried about you. That's what happens when you're part of a team.
Don't give me that bullshit.
Vera's eyes narrows and he grips the back of his chair so hard his knuckles turn white. The words fly out of his mouth like poison, each one more clipped and venomous than the last.
Damon only cared about you. The rest of us only mattered in how we compared to you.
That's not true!
How would you know?
I knew Damon. He cared about all of us. We were a family!
Matt Damon! Matt Damon! I'm gonna only refer to Damon as Matt Damon from now on. Now that just clicked in my mind.
You're still just as naive as before. And if Damon had
Matt
trusted you as much as
Damon.
he did, maybe he'd still be alive.
Zack grips his discharger tightens.
You were sent to find me, but you couldn't. Because I'm smarter than you, and always have been. It's too bad Damon wasn't able to see that, but I found people who did.
He gestures to the guild around him.
If you had caught me, then maybe the attack wouldn't have happened. Maybe the Cloaked Brotherhood wouldn't have secured the weapons and killed everyone on that crystal rail. Damon died because you couldn't complete your mission.
Suddenly, a loud crack rings in my ears and a flash of purple sparks my vision. Zack stands with his discharger raised while Vera clutches at his side. He snarls and whips out in his own discharger and shoots at Zack, who definitely dodges it. I snap back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. Mom's spaghetti. And pull out my sword. Leona and Amelia power up their manipulators as Kara reaches for her daggers. We stab this man 172 times and leave him for dead. Another minigame. I liked it when there wasn't minigames. Oh, fuck, you gotta... blank, meteor, sword, shield, double sword. These minigames, I prefer when I could just hit win. Why? Urgh! Voira crumples in a heap on the ground, gasping. Zack's eyes are dark abyss, and he calmly aims his discharger at Vader's head. Kara's eyes widen.
Zack, what are you doing?
My stomach gives into an unpleasant twist. Leanna and Amelia look equally as shocked. Zack! Zack's grip on his discharge tightens. Kara slowly steps towards him.
Look at him. He's done. You don't have to do this.
The discharger sticks in his hand. Hurt and anger flashes across his face.
I understand your anger, your pain, but killing him won't make all that pain disappear. It won't bring back your friend.
Kara gently touches Zack's arm.
Don't stoop to his level. You won't be able to come back from it.
You really don't know him, do you? He's killed countless people just like I have. You really think one more to his tally will hurt his conscience? Don't be so stupid.
Zack doesn't comment.
Just do it already.
Zack grips tightens one more as he aims his weapon. My breath clutches in my throat and the air stills in a taut tension as time seems to freeze.
No.
He lowers his weapon. Vera exhales hard then laughs.
Gone weak. Maybe we aren't as much alike as I thought.
You're right. Because I'm nothing like you. I don't murder the people I care about.
What?
You were my brother for the longest time, and family is complicated. You'll have to live with what you did, and maybe it won't be today or tomorrow. But someday, your decisions will come back to haunt you.
Fair
That
Scott.
soft heart is what got Damon killed, and what will eventually kill you, too.
Zack swings his discharge around, crunching into Vare's temple. He slumps to the ground. He doesn't have to kill you, but he can bitch slap you with a pistol. Get pistol whipped, bitch! That's the most effective thing to do. The encroaching quiet, steeping the scenes, bring life back to us. Zack breathes as hard as he stares at the body on the ground.
You did the right thing.
He doesn't say anything. I wish he like Deadpooled in like when he walks out the room, like when we all leave, he just turns around and just shoots him in the head. I glance early at her blue eyes watch Zack closely, her mouth thin line. I wonder what she's thinking about. Hey. She glances at me and gives me a small smile.
Hey.
You okay?
Yeah, I feel for Zack. It must have been really hard knowing that someone you trusted could have betrayed you.
Yeah. I hear a soft rustling to see Amelia rummaging through the books. Amy? She looks back up.
Yes.
Are you sure now's a good time to be doing
The
that?
goal of this mission is to acquire the ledger which contains information regarding Kara's family. Is it not?
Her voice wavers as she tries to put on a brave face.
It is evident that these books are the ledgers which we seek. To find the specific book, we would need to require a lengthy amount of time which we do not have. I would advise all of us to assist in this function.
Yeah, but maybe this isn't the way of coping with her situation. I gesture towards Zack and he shakes his head.
Amy's right. We need to find the ledger and get out of here.
He shakes out of Kara's grasp and begins pulling
What
up
date
book.
should we be looking for, Kara?
Oh, let me think.
Kara heads over to Zack while Leanna and I jump in the help. Once we know what the date's search for, we get started on searching the books. We work tirelessly, glancing behind us very often to see if anyone's noticed us. Then Zack wordlessly hands Kara a ledger. Her eyes search as she takes the book with trembling hands.
Is that the ledger we require?
Kara nods but doesn't read it. We wait awkwardly, but Kara doesn't move.
Why don't we just take it with us? We can read it at a more fitting time.
They grab the wrong
Right now,
book.
yeah.
Kara shakes her head and clears her thoughts. Her voice grows stronger.
I mean, you're right. We need to get out of here.
Amelia grabs a few more books and tucks them under her arm. What are you doing?
I'm acquiring proof should we wish to alert the proper authorities about the Cloaked Brotherhood.
Good idea. I think those will be enough, though. Look,
The group nods and we slip out of the room. Follow the group through the corridor and we navigate to the exit. The sky is a canvas of darkness when we exit the house. Zack yeeted and killed 10 more pedestrians. Red stars prick holes in the inky blanket of the night. They let out the soft breath of relief. We made it. Zack marches ahead of us. He approaches the first guard we find. The guard stiffens as Zack approaches, taking his black coat and
Can
scarf.
I help you?
Yes. We discovered something that might be interesting to you.
Oh?
There's a band of dangerous mercenaries living in this area. They're called the Cloaked Brotherhood, known for taking on jobs which hurt innocent people. We've just discovered their home base.
The guard looks surprised.
I've never heard of this group.
That's the point.
He seems dismissive and skeptical.
It's pretty hard to believe that a dangerous organization has been in this town the whole time without our knowledge.
They don't operate openly.
So the guard seems unconvinced. Zack shoves 3 books in the Amy grabbed in the legends.
Here's a list of some of their targets, and these are just a few of them. There's a whole room full of even more names and missions.
The guard rolls his eyes and opens a fresh book, and his jaw tightens as he flips through the pages.
These are death dates.
Yes.
He continues to flip through the book and opens up the second.
Look how far back these dates and names go. They've been operating for a while.
The guard snaps the book shut in his mouth, frying in obvious distaste.
Where did you say you found this?
His voice is hard and his eyes steadily. Zack points to the house.
There's a hidden doorway behind a curtain in the front room. You'll need reinforcements.
I'll look into this. If all of this is real, then there are serious crimes being committed.
His demeanor changes completely from the bored, listless man we know approached. His footsteps are brisk and sharp as he seeks out his fellow guards. Carl's still clinging to her book. She clutches it in her chest. Zack notices Carl's
Come
expression.
on, let's go to the inn.
She furrows her brows.
What if someone sees you?
It doesn't matter anymore. The scouts will return to headquarters to discover an army of guards storming the place. I'll be the last of their worries.
That's true.
Kara sounds like she's in a daze. Zack is stern towards, steers her scan. The rest of us follow silently behind. When we arrive at the inn, we hurry upstairs, walking faster than normal. Zack doesn't stop to make eye contact with any of the other patrons, even though a few of them do a double take. Kara goes into her room. Zack follows her and swings the door shut behind him. But he catches on the back of his heel and stops it from closing all the way. He must have a one-track mind because he doesn't seem to notice.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Kara takes a deep breath.
Yes.
She closes her eyes.
No.
Her face twists.
But I need to. I need to know.
Take your time. Whenever you're ready.
She nods, not meeting his eyes. We should go now. We should leave, but Leanne and Mila stand on either side of me, rooted in the spot. Even if Pongo is still and silent. After what seems to be an eternity, Kara flips to the book, biting her lip. With lengthy pause, I can see her eyes flick across the page. She freezes. A visible weight seems to lift Kara's brow as the book goes limp in her hand, hanging wide open from her fingertips. I don't think she even realizes it's still there.
At least now I know.
Heartbreak flickers across Leanne's face.
Oh, Kara. I'm so sorry.
My chest gives a painful tug. Are you alright? Kara nods.
I'm fine.
Aww, she's got the cryy voice. Her voice is tight. She tries to put on a smile but can't hide the pain from her face. Zack takes a step forward to her. He touches her arm and something in Kara's expression
I'm
changes.
fine. Really.
I know.
Kara's eyes begin to shimmer with tears. She shakes her head.
I know.
Gently, he folds her into his arms. The ledger falls on the ground with a soft thud. Her voice cracks as she tries to hold back tears. Oh, that's a good screenshot. Zack being a big ass softie. Zack, I knew you weren't a fucking asshole. Mostly. Zack's arms right tightly around her. She clings to him and she can't hold back any longer. They stand there together, Kara's body shuddering from the deep sobs as Zack holds her, as strong and steady as a rock. My heart caves and I want to help and I don't know what to do. Leanne touches my
We
arm.
should go.
I know, giving them some space is maybe the best thing I can do for her and Zack at this point. Leanne and Amelia slowly walk away, reach out and gently shut the door, falling after them. We sit downstairs on the table, we wait. Leanne casts worried glances upstairs.
I feel for both Kara and Zack.
Yeah, Vera and Zack have some intense history. I guess they both ran into the same circle and was looked after by Damon! Matt Damon! I can't take anything seriously.
They can't.
Ultimately,
You really can't.
Bear was unsatisfied with the grill.
But isn't it great to
And
think
complete
Matt
his
Damon's in this
initiation
world?
into the Cloaked Brotherhood, he had
Matt
his team killed.
Damon! I like, there was one skill where someone made a retarded Matt Damon, and it's just, Matt Damon! And it makes my day so much better. So anytime I hear the word Matt Damon, I can't say it Matt Damon, I have to say it in the voice that, basically it's like a movie about puppets, and there's Matt Damon, and the puppet actually came out looking really stupid. Instead of making a new one, they just rolled with the stupid looking Matt Damon. And they made him just sound retarded, so it's just Matt Damon! And now anytime I hear Matt Damon's name, or if I have to use Matt Damon's name, it comes out as Matt Damon! And we're gonna have to watch that movie.
Oh no.
Ultimately, Vera was unsatisfied with the group, and to complete his initiation in the Cloak of Brotherhood, he has his team killed. Wait, how'd you know that was his initiation? Amy fixes me with her big eyes.
Zack expressed that the Brotherhood's initiations require a hefty sacrifice. For Zack, it was to spill the blood of the innocents. It would stand to reason that the Brotherhood would have offered a similar mission to Vare.
That makes what happened even more horrific. How could he just turn on his team like that?
Hopefully this is all worth it, though. They give Kara some closure.
Yeah. Having an idea of what happened isn't the same as reality confirming it.
The conversation falls to a close. There's really not much to say after what's happened. Finally, after what feels like an hour, Zack and Kara come downstairs from the room. We all shoot to a stand.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Kara hastily wipes her face.
It still hurts, but it's a little better now.
She gives us a small, weak smile.
Thank you guys for coming with me.
Leanne smiles back.
Of course.
A few other people from the inn send us curious glances. Some patrons squint at Zack.
We should get out of here.
It sure runs down my spine. Yeah, I agree. All the muttering and stirring is starting to make me feel uneasy. Not only that, but this place is still technically dangerous, and I'd rather not have another encounter with the Cloaked Brotherhood. Not wasting more time together, what we need and leave. We are far enough from the city. We finally stop and make camp. The crescent moon hangs low in the clouds. Zack prepares dinner, and we sit around a small fire. The Pongo huddles close to Kara. She absentmindedly pats the head and gives him a hug. They silent for a while, and the only sound of flames crackling and crickets chirping in the distance. Even though Zack's cooking is always delicious, I find myself unable to concentrate on the taste. Kara chews slowly, thoughtfully. A part of me wonders if I should say something and ask how she's doing, but maybe it's better if I give her some space. Kara clears her throat.
Thanks for everything you've done for me. I know you all didn't have to go with me to find the Cloaked Brotherhood, and it means a lot to me that you did.
Of course. There's no way we'd let you go through that alone.
Leanna and Kara share expression of silent gratitude.
I'm glad I finally know what happened to my dad.
She breathes out a big sigh.
It's a bit crazy, but my greatest worry wasn't just that he might be dead, but that maybe he wasn't and he never came back for me.
Kara. She smiles, and the first time it looks natural. A bit sad, but also relieved.
It's okay. I know that he would never have abandoned me. Our separation was by force. There's no changing the past. At least now I can move on to bigger and brighter things.
She turns to Zack and her expression softens.
What about you? Running into Veyer was unexpected, and it sounded like you had a lot of history.
Zack looks up, he hesitates, and then lets out a low sigh.
He was like a brother to me. We both lost our families. Both were orphans. We were both taken in by Damon.
Damon was your mentor? Zack nods.
He was the leader of our band of mercenaries, and like a father to me. He taught me everything I know, pushed me to become the best I could be, and showed me how to survive.
He pauses and stares into the fire.
Vera and I were the youngest. I was around 14 when I joined the group, and Vera had only been there a year longer. We bonded pretty quickly.
His voice trails off as he furrows his breath.
At least, I thought we did. I've been thinking about what he said, and I wonder if he's right. Maybe Damon did favor me.
Even if that's true, it doesn't mean he deserved to die for it.
No, of course not. Nothing can excuse what Veyer did.
Mia's voice is gentle.
What happened?
Zack pauses as he collects his thoughts.
We've been hired to transport a load of weapons. It was supposed to be an easy gig, one we'd all done many times before. Vera was our scout, and Damon and I guarded the trunk as we took passage on the Crystal Rail. Biggs and Jess were stationed in other Crystal Rail cars to spot any suspicious passengers. Damon sent Vera out to make his round on the Crystal Rail, as he had done a few times already. This time, it took longer than usual, and we were worried that he'd encounter some trouble. Damon had me search for Vera and give him back up if needed. I walked around the Crystal Rail, through the cars, asking the rest of our team if they saw him. No one did, and I couldn't find him. When I got back to Damon...
Zack pauses. Pain ripples across his face, his eyes haunted and bleak.
He was dead.
His voice is flat.
I didn't have time to look at the bodies. The men who killed him were still there, so I jumped out of the Crystal Rail before they could get me too.
His face curls in disgust.
I assumed Fair died with them. I mourned for him.
His hands curl into fists. Kara reaches out and touches his arm. He flinches and blinks at her. His eyes refocus and turns away, taking a deep breath.
They never came after you?
He shakes his head.
They probably assume I died jumping out of the Crystal Rail. After I recovered, I tried to seek out what had happened, but for years I couldn't find a damn thing.
He pauses.
I didn't know it was the Cloaked Brotherhood, and that Ver could have done that, or would have joined them. I lost everything that day, for the second time in my life.
I try to imagine how I'd feel to mourn for someone I cared about, only to find out years later that they were alive and had betrayed me. The thought makes my stomach turn. Leah shifts in the quiet, but Kara speaks next, her voice low.
And that's when you became the Deathslinger, isn't it?
Zack lifts his head.
Yeah.
The reports from the Mage Guild. They said you would take on suicide missions?
Missions kept my mind from thinking. I was good at what I did, and I had nothing to lose.
Shadows flitter across Zack's face, and the group quiets. Leah looks down at Kara. As Kara places a hand on Zack's arm, he looks at her, and the shadows disappear from his eyes. As their eyes meet, Carrie's cheeks begin to color, and Zack cracks a hint of a smile.
I don't need to be the Death Slinger anymore.
Kara blanks, and then Zack looks at Zack hopefully. He shrugs. He looks at like he's struggling to get the words out. A slight blush dusts his cheeks, and he coughs.
I found a reason to live.
Oh! Zack! Woo! You're living for Miss Kara? Ah, didn't know you had it in you, buddy. Hit that thick ass, boy. Aw, stop it, you guys. Group hug. I'm happy for you, Zack. You know what? Let's not be a dickhead. Let's just say I'm happy for you, Zack. I was gonna be kind of a smartass, but not the time. That's great, man. I'm happy you finally found what you're looking for. Zack looks up. He nods. Does this mean we're actually good friends
we should
now,
get some
Zack?
sleep. It's been a long day.
I nod. Yeah, I agree. Every limb and muscle suddenly feels sluggish. I realize how much I've pushed myself today. The same exhaustion seems to ripple through the rest of the group. I unroll my bedroll, smack it a few times, like I smack your mama's ass, puffing it out as best as I can. Kara's the first one to sleep. Today's event must have really exhausted her. In her sleep, her face looks soothed and peaceful. I hope she's able to get a good night's rest. Zack's bedroll shifts a little closer to her, and when he gets close, I hear a tiny squeak as the Pongo pokes his head out from Kara's bedroll and blinks at Zack. Through my head's exhaustion, I see Amelia stretch her hand, her bracelets shimmer, and the embers of fire snuff out. And you didn't cuddle Liana, you piece of shit! Zack's trying to get some action over by a car here, and you're sitting here like, bedroll. Damn it, Tom Thompson! One job! And that's the end of this episode, because that day is over. Hope you enjoyed. Anyway, that was a heck of an adventure. We found out Kara's dad's dead. Rip. This is all I'm going to record for the night because my voice is starting to get a little coarse, which means if I keep reading, I'm going to kind of rush more, and it's not going to be a fun time for anybody. But I hope you enjoyed these 2 episodes with Zack. He might come out more as just backup, as just some commentary. Makes it a little easier for me to read for some odd reason. I think it's kind of odd just reading shit to myself. Even if Zack's not listening, at least he's there. Right?
Am I supposed to be listening?
Fuck you, Zack. Anyway, it's nice to have him there. You should all get yourself a friend like Zake. Not that one, though. Zake's my friend, and none of you are allowed to, you know, take that, but you can find your own version. Discount quality. Which I don't know if is a good or bad thing, but I've just gotten used to Zack's shit over the course of many a year. But I hope you really enjoyed this series. I'm glad I gotten back into it. I kind of got away from it just because I binge played it. So we'll see if we record 1 or 2 episodes maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow might be a Portal day with me and Zack, since me and Zack have played that. We can kind of get some more stuff on this channel. I'd like to actually start uploading every day again, but that's uncertain. At least maybe like 5 days a week. I'm also trying to keep on making thumbnails, and I might start getting into video editing, though my computer really hates the video editor I downloaded. So we will see. But if the video editor works and I can censor things such as nudity and other things, I might after this play Katawa Sojo, which is probably the first VN I ever played. Either that or I'll play The Fruits of Gracia. That game's extremely long though, and extremely pornographic, just like Katawa Sojo. So we'll see. Fruit of Gracia is a lot of fun.
Katawa doesn't get past like Act 2 of each character.
Well, yeah, still, but yeah, Fruits of Gracia is a very long dating sim, or visual novel, I should say. So maybe we'll play that. I played it once and got one of the routes, but I know there's so many expansions and things like that to that game. So maybe not. Katawa Sojo, since it's free and it holds a special place in my heart as the first visual novel I played, and it just being kind of, I would say it's fairly short and sweet. It's not super long, but it's not super short either. It's basically what sparked the inspiration for Missing Stars, and I'm also hoping that one finishes up soon. The people who made Missing Stars moved on to another project for right now, so I'm really hoping that they continue building that game because I want nothing more for that game to go full out, because I really enjoy it. So we'll see what the coming days hold. I don't know what I'm going to play after Crystalline's done, because I know we only have 2 temples to go to, which means we're reaching the end. We're around 3/5 of the way of the game. So we're going to need something to check out again. So after this, it's up in the air what we play. So Fruits of Gracia is going to take over 20 hours, and considering that these episodes are, 30 minutes or something, or more than 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes, it could be over 60 episodes, which would be a very long series. Katawa Sojo, I couldn't see it more than 20, but we'll see. We'll see. I haven't played it in a while, and I lost all my progress because I 100%ed the game, because I'm just that much of a nerd. And then when I got this computer, I lost all my progress, so which means we should probably play it again, but that's going to require some sensors and things like that, so we will definitely see. But for now, I am Super9SoNX. Thank you, Zack, for stopping out, and hope you enjoyed Crystalline. I know I did.